What's going on, world? DS1 Ross. I'm back. Shout out to everybody. As y'all can see, I'm just sitting on my balcony, enjoying this beautiful day. You know, watching the plants grow. So shout out to y'all, man. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. So I'm going to say a early happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Peace to the god Zeus Flippy. And today, well, right now, I want to come and talk to y'all about. Good morning, Annette B. Happy early Mother's Day to you if you're a mother. Shout out to Bin Laden. And shout out to my brother Rob. But today, I want to talk about unconditional love. I want to talk about the things we need to do to heal our family issues. You know, a lot of us, a lot of y'all rather, y'all hear me say, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. And one thing I notice is that the root of most people's issues or the things that, may have troubled them or traumatized them in their life, a lot of times either came from their family or from their parents. And we need to have a discussion on how we can get past that so we could become better people. It's very much important because we're dealing with a lot of bitter souls, a lot of broken people, you know. And I'm well aware of that because I'm not totally fixed myself. Healing is a constant process because as long as you're in this existence, you're gonna deal with some form of negativity. You're gonna deal with some form of being let down. You're gonna deal with some form of trauma. You know. So I just wanted to talk about that today. In one aspect being, you know, unconditional love or conditional love. A lot of us that say we love somebody, it's all based on conditions. When y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button, please. I appreciate that. But a lot of us that say we love people, it's conditional love. And that's because a lot of us may think we love somebody unconditionally, when we really don't know what unconditional love is. And that's because a lot of us came from broken parents, who came from broken parents, who came from broken parents. So we were only taught to love conditionally. We weren't taught we was not taught what conditional love is. Shout out to Rising Star. Appreciate it. And unconditional love is a deep thing, man. And I'm starting to learn this a lot more as I get older. When you're dealing with unconditional love, you dealing with yourself and the sacrifice of you. Because see, you have to look outside yourself to love somebody unconditionally. Meaning, you have to look outside of expectations. See, expectations and conditional love goes hand in hand. And some people may say, oh, what's wrong with having expectations? What's wrong with having expectations? Having expectations is somebody living up to what you see them to be or what you want from them. That's what expectations are. And if they don't meet your expectations, then you begin to feel different about them. You begin to feel that they are less than what you thought of them. And that's conditional love. See, this is why a lot of marriages break up. This is why most of our families are in shambles, because we don't understand that having expectations is really a false reality, because nobody's ever gonna live up to your expectations. The only person that can live up to your expectations is you. You only can expect things from yourself to happen. A person may try their hardest to live up to the expectations you've set for them, but a lot of times people are gonna fail, especially if you're a person that has high expectations. And this is not a knock to people who live that way. You know, everybody live their own life, but I'm learning for myself that having expectations of people in this life is false, because most of the people who I had high expectations about, they fell short. And then I had to start thinking about, damn, why did this person never live up to my expectations? Why didn't my aunt live up to the expectations I had of her? Why didn't my mother live up to the expectations I had of her? Why my father haven't lived up to the expectations that I had for him? See, a lot of us let expectations rule our lives, and this is why we're under so much stress, because we expect somebody to be something that they're actually not. And that's the key to expectations being false. Shout out to Geechee girl. Good looking. Exactly. It only brings disappointment, because nobody's ever going to be who you want them to be. Just like you're not going to be who someone else wants you to be. You see? And that's loving someone on conditions. That's conditional love. You see? That's conditional love. That's not unconditional love. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying for you to accept anything from anyone. Because if there's certain things that people do that you can't deal with, then the best thing for you to do is to leave that person. It's not for you to set high expectations for them and expect them to live up to it. And then when they fail, you look down upon them. Because you wouldn't want anyone to do that to you. Because I'm pretty sure all of us has fell short to certain expectations certain people had of us. That's just not how life works. You see? Like the old school people used to say, you got to take the good with the bad. And that's how relationships work. You got to take the good with the bad. You can't expect because somebody fell short of what you thought they should be or what you thought they should be doing, and then vilify them because of that. And this is what a lot of us do in our relationships with our spouses, our partners, our children, our families in general. This is what we do. Shout out to the champ, Uncle Shug in the building. But we can't do that. And see, the way that we get out of unconditional love is start to look at ourselves and say, well, damn, the person that I'm setting these expectations for and they're falling short of it, how many expectations I fell short of? And do I deserve to still be loved the same way? Should a person's love for you change because you didn't live up to their expectations? Be fabulous you. Welcome. Shanny Cat, welcome. Should somebody stop loving you or respecting you or honoring you because you didn't live up to what they saw you to be? So now that makes you a bad person. No, it doesn't. It makes you you. It makes you imperfectly perfect. And that may sound crazy, but it's about balance. And this is where a lot of our relationships go sour with these expectations. You know, the reason why a lot of our children grow up and hate us as parents? Because we put so much expectations on them. You see, expectations is different from choices. When you expect your child to do something great, or when you give them the choice to being one or the other, it's totally different. See, we got to let people be them and love them for who they are and for the things that they do and for the things that they do contribute. Because that's what unconditional love is. Not saying you should be doing this. You should be doing that. You should feel like this. You should feel like that. Because that's expectations. That's you expecting somebody to feel the way you think they should feel about a situation. That's you expecting someone to act and to respond the way you think they should act and respond. And I know a lot of us grew up like this because, like I said, a lot of us came from broken parents. Who came from broken parents? Who came from broken parents? So they raised us up on this conditional love thing. Where if, for instance, when if a dude get with a woman and she may not dress the way he want her to dress. So now he begins to judge her. But if this woman's dressing makes you feel that bad about you being with her, then don't be with her. But don't sit there and burden her with your expectations because you think she can look better. Because you think she should try to look better for you. When she should be looking better for herself first. This is what self-preservation is. So If you want her to look a certain way, she got to want to look that way for herself first before she can look that way for you. Because she could turn around and say, well, I don't like the way you look. Exactly, Brother Rob. I agree. Teach them how to think and not what to think. Exactly. And see, coming from broken families, or troubled families, a lot of us learn that as we get older, that we need to learn how to think because we stay so focused on what to think that we get caught up. So you absolutely right. But this conditional love thing is a problem. This is why most of us in our families don't get along. This is why it's always a fight at the family reunion because somebody asked the wrong question. Somebody said something that somebody didn't like and they don't know how to handle it. And it's all based on some expectation or some bullshit. You know? We got to love people regardless. Because see, the one thing that make you regret having expectations for people in your life that you love, the one thing that makes everyone think about loving people or loving a person unconditionally is death. Is death. See, when a person die that you loved, you begin to think how you treated that person. You see? You begin to think, damn, what are the things I shouldn't have done? What are the things I shouldn't have said? And a lot of those things you shouldn't have done or said was based on expectations. Well, you shouldn't be wearing that. Well, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, you should be working here. Well, you should be making this amount of money. Well, you shouldn't be drinking. Well, you shouldn't be smoking. But when that person die, do you give a fuck if they smoked? Do you give a fuck if they ate healthy? Do you really give a fuck about any of that? No, because all you thinking about is damn, I wish that person was still here. And this is why love conquers all. Unconditional love. You see? Unconditional love. So what if your mama grew up and was a crackhead? That's still your mother, nigga. That's still your mama. And when your mama die, you not gonna care how much crack she smoked. You not gonna care about how much crack she smoked. You not gonna care if your mama was a prostitute. You not gonna care if your father was a deadbeat. You not gonna say, oh well, fuck him. He was never there for me anyway. No, you gonna cry, nigga, cause that's your father. That's your father. And you'll never understand what they went through. And see, I didn't never think like this until I became a father. And as I'm getting older being a dad. See, your children never really understand what you go through as a person. This is why you can't teach your kids conditional love. I appreciate you, Be Fabulous. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep. I appreciate you stopping through. You see? They don't understand the things that plague you as a person because they're children and they shouldn't worry about it. But see, when we teach conditional love and not unconditional love, then your kids grow up and begin to judge you. They begin to judge you for the things you didn't give them. Well, dad, you didn't give me this. You didn't provide this for me. I always wanted a motorcycle. You couldn't buy me a motorcycle. So you not a good dad. You was never there for me because I wanted to wear Jordans all the time. You see, a lot of the kids that you hear talking like this are kids who was taught to love on condition. Because the children who were taught to love unconditionally, they want your time. They want your attention. They want you to be close with them. They want you to interact with them. They don't care about the money. They don't care about the material. They just want you to be there. That's the most important thing. They want you to be there. Because if you ask any child that really love their parents, would they rather have that new bike or would they rather want their parents? They'll tell you they want their parents. You see? But a lot of us have been taught so much to love conditionally that we don't even love people no more. We just love what people could do for us. That's it. What do you hear most women say now? Well, if a nigga can't do nothing for me, then he can't be around me. And see, a lot of people do that because a lot of those type of people are not doing nothing for themselves. You see? See, love the person first. And then the extra things that come with the person, that's just extra. Having money is extra. That's the extra things in a person. Because you could have a person with plenty money, with plenty of success, and they'll be a piece of shit. You could have a woman that's gorgeous, but she don't like to wash her ass. You see? So we need to get back to loving people for who they are and not what they have or what you expect them to have or what you expect them to be. Most of the children who's ostracized out of their families is because they haven't lived up to their parents' expectations. Exactly. Love should be the motivation. Exactly. If you have a hard time forgiving, then the love is conditional. That's a fact. And see, I had to learn that. Because see, when I was young, I was the type of nigga that will hold a grudge. You talking about holding a grudge? Man, I could hold a grudge forever. Quick story. One of my homeboys, dude I grew up with too. Shout out to my man Roach. That's who we call him. You know how everybody get a nickname in the hood. And you know, we was playing ball one day on the court. And he was talking so much shit to me. And I'm like, I was ignoring it at first, laughing it off or whatever. And he was talking shit to me because our team was beating his team. And, he just got so aggressive with me. I'm like, yo, dude, What you doing all that for? Like my dude, relax. Why you acting so crazy? To the point where he act like he wanted to fight me. Now Roach is a little guy, you know, and me and him had a fight before. So I'm like, yo, Roach, man, don't do it to yourself, man. He's still trying to act tough, whatever, whatever. So they breaking us apart or whatever. So you know what I did? Cause I was so angry. You know what I did? I said, you know what? You know what? I'm not gonna speak to this dude no more. Cause we all homies. But if you gonna disrespect me and wanna push me to fight you over a game cause y'all losing, I'ma ignore you. Family, I ain't speak to Roach for about 2 years. Yeah, I ain't speak to him for 2 years. I'm talking about straight ignoring him. I come outside, all the homies outside, I dap everybody up but him. Everybody up but him. We playing ball, I don't want to be on his team. I don't pass him the ball. I don't, nothing. Totally no contact. For about 2 years, I ignored this dude in every aspect of the way. Walk past him, everything. Roach was my man. I ignored him so much. One day, we was outside. Walked up everybody, dapped everybody up. He was like, yo, man, let me holler at you. I walked to the side. I ain't even say nothing to him. I just let him talk. He said, yo, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I disrespected you like that, man. I ain't mean it. I was just in my feelings. But damn, man, I can't take you ignoring me. You know, you my man, son. We can't do this. I'm apologizing to you, but stop ignoring me, man. And when I thought about it, I'm like, damn, I know how to hold a grudge, man. And I shouldn't have held the grudge for that long. Shit, I shouldn't have held a grudge, period. But I felt like holding the grudge would be better for me than me beating them up. Because I don't like fighting my friends. Even though me and a lot of my friends, we grew up fighting each other. You know, that's how we got our, we got our shit out. We threw our hands up and, then it was over after that. But I ain't want to beat Roach up. I already, it already happened one time. You see? But I held a grudge for 2 years with a dude I grew up with. I shouldn't have did that. Now Roach is out of town, living his life. He got his own family. I miss that dude. You know? And see, as you get older, you start to say, damn, bro, see? So you know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, I did do that though, Geechee girl. I did. I did. Shit, I left the park. I stopped playing and everything. But see, what made me think about me holding the grudge was the way he came to me. Because he was really hurt behind me ignoring him. And I ignored him for 2 years straight. Or for one little incident I could have let go. Now look what Suge just put in the chat, man. Imagine if something would have happened to Roach and I would have still been holding a grudge against him. That shit would have ripped my heart out. Cause I really got love for him. I really love that dude. I love all my friends. But we got to get out of, this is an example of conditional love. Just because somebody did something to you, man. And that's fucked up, bro. That's an example of conditional love. You understand what I'm saying? Because somebody did you wrong, you begin to look at them in a negative light. When everybody do things wrong, man. But when that person is not here no more, that's when you begin to think in that way. Because then you start to say, man, fuck all that. Why did, fuck me feeling like this. I want my friend back. And I guarantee you, if Suge had his homie back right now, he wouldn't even talk about what his friend did. That wouldn't even be a discussion at this point. If he had another chance to just speak to him. Exactly, bro. It's just a fucking shirt, bro. Exactly. And that's how I looked at it. And he made me feel like that when he came to me. Like, damn, man, you've been ignoring me for 2 years. I didn't even know it was that long. He told me this. He like, damn, man, it's just a game. And I got upset. And I took that shit overboard, dog. And that shit ain't right. And as I get older, man, this how I start to feel. When you genuinely and sincerely love somebody, man, stop putting conditions on it. I only love you if. I love you because. No, I love you for you. The good, bad, and the ugly. I love you for you. How many of us could say that about the majority of our family members? How many of us love our cousins because they are cousins? Because they are blood? No, most of us don't like most of our cousins. Most of us got gripes with our cousins. Because y'all maybe had an argument because of difference of opinions and the shit went overboard. Or because, you know, your cousin liked your girlfriend when y'all was younger or some shit. Or because your cousins grew up and they was teasing you. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I say unconditional love, or when you unconditionally love someone, is based on a sacrifice. You got to take yourself out the equation. It's not about you. It's about that person that you saying you love. It's not about you. Salute, big bro, no doubt. I see Megalodon on the check-in. And see, a lot of us are loving people at the core of us. Most black people are loving people at the core of us. A lot of shit that we do so we don't become victims. It's not because we hate people. It's not because we savages. It's not because we want to hurt people. We trying to protect our feelings. We trying to protect our egos. And a lot of us respond out of that. And we even do it with our families, man. You know? Unconditional love is a sacrifice. And what you're doing is you sacrificing you. You saying, what you have to say to yourself is, I'm going to strip all the expectations I have for this person, put that shit to the side, and deal with them and deal with them. And deal with them. You got to take the good, bad, and the ugly. How you think people been married for 50, 60 years? You think do you think a relationship could last for 50 or 60 years based on expectations? You can't live your life based on expectations because life don't work like that. It's about an ebb and a flow, ups and downs. You're going to have disappointment. You're going to have failure. You're going to have that. That's what life is. So should we really deal with each other based on those conditions? Because when a person die, it's no getting them back. All you're left with is the memories you had of them and the relationship you shared with them. And when I say heal before we build, that's what I'm talking about. We got to heal before we can build proper relationships between people. We got to remove expectation first. Put all those expectations on yourself. You want somebody in shape? Nigga, make sure you in shape. You want somebody to eat healthy? Make sure you eat healthy. Put all that shit on you. Put the onus on you. Because if you in a relationship with a person and they see that that's what you doing, guess what they'll do? They'll begin to do that for themselves. But the more you keep nitpicking and tit for tat and, oh, look what you doing. Oh, look what you doing. The person going to point out what you do. The person's going to point out what you do and it's going to keep going back and forth. And that creates disdain for people. That's how you have people that's in families who hate each other. And that's why there's fights at the family reunions. Because two sisters hated each other since they was teenagers. And now they grown-ups, they still haven't got past that shit. Oh, you kissed my boyfriend when I was 12 years old. But you fucking 45 now, and you still thinking about what happened when you was 12. See, when you have expectations, it's harder for you to forgive. Because it's like, damn, well, how can I forgive them? I expected more of them. But you expected something from someone you don't exhibit yourself. Or you don't expect from yourself. Expectations is supposed to be for self. Everybody's supposed to have their own expectations in life. It's not for you to put your expectations off on anyone else. Because like I said, people who've been together 20, 30, 40 years, how many times you think they let each other down? How many times? You think it was just 5 times? How many times you think that dude fucked up in 50 years? Oh, you think he only did something once or twice? Huh? Oh, you think he wasn't in he was only in the doghouse once or twice? Oh, you think that woman ain't went and done her thing either? In 50 years? Said some shit she shouldn't have said? Did some shit she shouldn't have did? Huh? Hell no. People always fall short. But how would they still be able to maintain the relationship, the love, the unconditional love, if it wasn't unconditional? Exactly. Exactly. And that's the same thing that happened with my dad and my grandfather. They had to mend their relationships. They had to mend their relationship. And my dad mended his relationship with his dad while he was on his deathbed. And this is why my dad makes sure me and him have a better relationship. And he don't put those expectations on me the way his dad did. Because sometimes you could put so much expectations on people, people begin to feel pressured. And some people bail. Why do you think a lot of children run away from home? Because they never feel good enough. They never feel like they ever done nothing right in their life. And that's because people expect so much from them. Well, you should be doing this by this age. You should be doing that by that age. And if I'm not, what does that make me? A piece of shit? If I'm not doing that, does that make me less of a person? Does that make me a bad person because I'm not living up to society's expectations? But then we turn around and say society is fucked up. See? Oh, well, you should be doing this by this age. You should be done accomplished this. Yeah, you should have. But what if you didn't? What if you didn't? Now, a person's behavior could dictate why they may haven't. And for some people, it just takes more time. For some people, it just takes more time. And then you got some people who just don't want to do shit. But that shouldn't be based on your expectations. That should be based on what they want for themselves. You see? They shouldn't be judged based on what you expect them to have. It should be based on them. Exactly. Dr. Amos Wilson. The reality that we accept. And a lot of us accept the reality of conditional love. A lot of us say we conscious and we woke, but a lot of us was taught to live amongst society's standards. Our reality is based on the reality we was given to us by our parents, which was programmed in their mind by society. A lot of us never created our own reality. A lot of us are not living our own reality. We live in a reality that society created for us, or the people who run society have created for us. This is what you do, then this is what you do next, then this is what you do next in order to become this person. We don't set that standard, so that's a fact. But we have to accept that. You're exactly right, brother. You see? So we got to stop loving each other based on conditions, y'all. No doubt. No doubt. You know I always will too. Because see, things like that you can't pay for. You know, like the credit card commercial, going to a ballpark cost $150 using your MasterCard. Buying food from Dave and Buster's cost this amount, paying with your Visa card. Enjoying great times with your family, priceless. See? And I'm not saying that the other things, like having certain things and accomplishing certain things and doing certain things in life, I'm not saying to avoid those things because life is about balance. So we're going to need money. We're going to want nice things. We're going to want to live comfortable. We're going to want to live in a better environment. It's all about balance. But we cannot make those things define us. Those things shouldn't define you. Having a nice car, having a good job. Those things shouldn't define you or define how you feel about someone else. So because the person in your family don't have what you have, you begin to look down on them for it. Oh, I ain't going around her. She don't got this and she don't have that. But at one point you didn't have it. And by her not having it makes her what? Make her less than you? And see, why do you think famous people always have the most issues? See, they have more issues than the people who's at the bottom of the totem pole. Because see, the people at the bottom of the totem pole, their problems is money. Their problem is money. And the people in life, you know, who don't have the financial issues, their problems is unconditional love. You see, their problem is loving people. Why do you think most of your real wealthy people, why do you think a lot of them are philanthropists? They give so much. They give to people they don't know because giving is an aspect of unconditional love. Why do you think they do that? That's a fact, Brother Rob. That's a fact. And unconditional love is not expecting nothing in return, but you giving that person a choice to give back. You leaving it up in their hands. You not telling them that they owe you anything. Because see, a lot of people think when they give people something that they owe them. Oh, well, look what I gave you. You can't give me this. You can't give me that. Look what I did for you. That's conditional love, man. We got to get out of that because it's destroying us as a people. It's destroying us. You wonder why people so hateful. You wonder why people so jealous. You wonder why. Because they don't have unconditional love in their life. They're being treated like shit. They're being taken advantage of in their real life. See? They're not being respected for who they are. They only get some respect when they do something for somebody. Oh, you bought me that? Oh, that's why I fucks with you, homie. You bought me something. But if you ain't got nothing, don't come around. Don't come around. Because everybody gonna be looking at you funny. You see? And you gotta get away from people like that. Because those are the most toxic people you could deal with. And a lot of those people are right in your family. They're your closest homeboys. They may even be your spouse. They may be even your parents. They can't borrow nothing from you. They don't want to hear from you. They ain't calling to check up on you. See? I call my homies and tell them, yo, what's good, man? Shit, I'm chilling. I'm just, I'm just working or whatever I'm doing. Man, I just called to check on you, bro. I just called to see how everything was doing. How your moms, how your kids. I ain't calling for nothing. See? But a lot of people, they deal with leeches and people who want to just take from them so much that when you call, they think you need something. They think you need something. They think you want something from them. They think you calling for some help. When a nigga may just be calling to hear your voice, to see if you still alive, nigga. That's why I call my homies. See if you still alive. Make sure you ain't in prison. Because nowadays, everybody find out about everybody on Facebook or Instagram. Oh, damn, such and such locked up. You know how I found out? Facebook. Nobody don't even call each other no more. Yo, son, don't you know such and such just got killed? You find out when you go and click on your Facebook app and you see RIP with his picture up. Nobody don't call you no more. Nobody don't call you no more. Yo, don't you know such and such just got killed? Yo, don't you know such and such house just got raided? Don't you know such and such kid just passed away? Such and such mother just passed away? You see all that shit on Facebook. Shout out to Chef JT. See? See? You see? Because motherfuckers don't really care no more. We don't care about people no more. All we care about is what somebody could do for you. That's it. How a person could float your boat. But like a lot of us like to say, we spiritual. We spiritual. We spiritual. You ain't never in the act. You ain't never in the energy of giving. You always in the energy of taking and receiving. Spirit is dealing with balance. You got to do both. You got to give and receive. And don't they always say you receive more when you give more? See? Then we wonder why these children, peace to Char Willie. Nah, bro, I ain't going fishing, man. I'm just on my balcony. But you know, that's what it is. We wonder why these children are so damn selfish. We wonder why our children don't want to help. They so lazy, they don't want to help nobody. Cause they're in the energy of just receiving. Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme this, gimme that. Gimme this, gimme that. See, we can't just teach our children about the tangibles in life. We got to teach them the intangibles, like how to treat people. People are not here to just serve you. You are a servant of life. You're not here to just be served. Life is not a goddamn restaurant. See? Honor thy mother and thy father. But a lot of these children don't. They only honor you when you buy them Christmas gifts, when you buy them their favorite video game, when you're buying them the newest and latest shit. Other than that, they could care two shits about you. And we wonder why that is. Because black people was raised in a culture of conditional love. And it's because of the conditions that we are placed in society, to where it's a rat race, it's a competition. Like my brother Rob said, it's more competition than cooperation. That's why we're in that state of loving conditionally. That's why. This is why. Because of the conditions we're placed in society. I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine. I gotta get mine before they get theirs. Damn, who ate the last piece of chicken? Now it's a fight. Like, we just can't go buy some more chicken. Start a whole goddamn war at grandma's house at the family reunion because somebody ate the last piece of chicken. Man, who ate the last of the macaroni salad? Man, who the hell did that? Now it's a problem. And why do you think that happens? Because it's a competition, no cooperation. No cooperation. And why you think people are so greedy? Because that's based on competition. See? It's based on capitalism, where you have to be greedy, where they make greed and success synonymous. Oh, I'm the big shark in the pond. Why? Because you're eating up all the little ones. You ain't letting nobody else eat. Exactly. Exactly. Because they want to go over there and talk shit to them and say that they wanted the last piece. That's why. That's how the arguments start. And that's sad. But this is how we treat each other. It's all based on conditional love. Now you and your cousin fighting over a piece of chicken. Now the next family reunion, y'all might have another fight because when your ass get on the line with your plate, the first thing your cousin gonna say is, man, watch that nigga, he gonna eat all the chicken. See? Man, watch that nigga. He gonna eat all the macaroni salad. So you better make you 2 plates. Make 2 plates now, or you ain't gonna have no more. This is the type of what this is the shit we all see. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially at Thanksgiving. Man, such and such here. Yeah, man, his greedy ass is here right now. So you better make both of your plates now and put it away. Cause you won't be having nothing else. This is how we treat each other. It's how we treat each other. We treat each other like wild dogs. Y'all ever watch Wild Dogs on National Geographic? It's a pack of them. It's about 50 of them. They at least run in packs of 10 to 15 or more when they go and hunt prey. And when they start eating, if one wild dog is eating more than the other, or they eat the last of it, the dogs start fighting each other. Sometimes they may even kill each other because they felt like one dog ate more than the other. This is how we act as black people. That's conditional love. Why can't we just be happy and satisfied with what we had? And be happy that everybody got some. See? This is why we can't go into business with each other. Because it's a competition. Even most people you in partnerships with, it's a competition. One partner competing against the other one. So when one partner go buy a car that you can't go buy yet, you're jealous of your partner. Then you start robbing your partner, or you set your partner up to get robbed and get killed so you can take the business over. All because you was jealous because he went and bought a new Beamer. When all you had to do was just work more and work harder, and you could have bought the same shit. But you felt like you should have had his car when he got it. He didn't deserve that car when he bought it. Peace to Jalen. See? And this is what we do to each other. Conditional love. We got to change those conditions. And the first thing we do, we got to cut expectations. Because nobody can live up to your expectations but you. But you. It's the only one who can live up to your expectations. You can't expect your child to become a millionaire and you ain't a millionaire. Do you know how many rich people children aren't shit? Hooked on drugs, bums living out in the street, and they parents got fortunes, run companies and everything, own businesses and everything. But it was their choice that they made to not follow that same path. It was their choice. And then you have some people who get ostracized out the family. They get kicked out. Well, well, he smoked weed, so we not leaving him nothing because he smoked weed. He smoked weed, so we not gonna leave him nothing. He ain't shit because she drink beer, so she ain't shit. So we gonna make sure she don't have nothing in life. And we gonna talk shit about her to the family, so every time she come around, she could feel awkward. See? Instead of us teaching and motivating and encouraging, we just expect. We just expect for them to be a certain way. Where nobody expected you to be nothing. Or maybe they have. Now ask yourself, did you live up to your parents' expectations? And if you exceeded them, that's great for you. But should you put those same ones on your children? Because, see, a lot of things we must factor with our expectations is the things that's going on in society. See? So if you are going to live through expectations for other people, your expectations got to change because society is changing. We have podcasts on the internet. We could sit right here like I'm doing with my phone and talk to people. We don't have to go and rent some space in the building and go get mics and recordings and mixing. You don't have to do that. Why? Because technology has changed. So it's changing society. So it's starting to change how people, we have to adapt. So your expectations gonna have to change too. If you wanna live through expectations, your expectations gonna have to change. See? But see, I'd rather not live through expectations. The expectations I have is gonna be for me. Everybody else has a choice. Because I unconditionally love certain people. I'm not gonna say everybody, because I'll be lying. But I generally have a love for people, period. Because I'm not a hateful person. Does that mean I run around smiling at everybody? Hey, hey. No, because I'm not that guy. But I have genuine love and respect for everybody. Until you show me otherwise. Until you show me you don't deserve that. Because that's just me. Now my family, my core people in my life, is all unconditional. It's all unconditional. My friends, my real friends, it's unconditional. I'ma love you whether you a goddamn movie star, celebrity, or whether if you pack bags in the supermarket. My love not gonna change. Because what you do don't make you who you are. Who you are is who you are. And we got a lot of that misconstrued. We think what we do makes us who we are. We think what we have makes us who we are. It doesn't. You are who you are. You are who you are. You are who you are whether you got it or whether you don't. And if you change completely from who you were when you do get something, then you was never really who you were in the beginning. You see? You wonder why people change when they get success? Because they never were who they were when they didn't have it. It was all a front. Because all that should change for you when you get success, when you get financial stability and all of that should just be your situation as far as how you living. Not how you treat people, not how you look at people. None of that should change. Not even how you look at life. Because you should already be optimistic and goal oriented before you get the money. Your mind should always already be there before the money get there. You should be already aspiring to own a business before you get the money to own one or before you have a successful one. If you want to drive a nice car, you should be aspiring to do that before you even get it. Not when you get it, now nobody can sit in your car. Now your homies who ain't got the Benz, they can't ride with you. Now you're riding with some new niggas. who don't even know you. You wonder why a lot of these rappers can't come back to their neighborhoods. Why a lot of these basketball players come back to their neighborhood and get robbed. Because they changed who they were when they got what they got. When the only thing should have changed is your situation. Not how you look at people. This is why I say we gotta heal before we build, y'all. We gotta heal before we build. We have to be in a certain place within ourselves before we get rich. We gotta be rich in spirit before we become rich in the flesh. Because then you won't treat people different. Then you won't look at a homeless person and say, oh, you stink. Get away from me. But every day when you walk past that homeless person on your way to work, you drop something in his cup. And you ain't even have it like that back then. But now you got something, you're walking right past him. Now you got some money, you're walking right past him. So we got to stop with the conditional love, family. We got to stop it, man. Because if you got conditional love for other people, you got conditional love for yourself. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate all the love and support. Just had to come out here. It's very nice out here today. You know, check on them, check on our little plants. See how they're growing. They're growing really nice. My young son, he just bought my wife. They made little plants in school, see? So that should be growing real soon. See? Love Amir. Happy Mother's Day plant. My wife loves plants, as y'all can see, and they've been doing very well. We got some herbs over here. Over there is our herbs right there. We got some mint over there. This one could be doing better, but it's surviving, as y'all can see. But here's some more little veggies and stuff over here too. And I just had to come out here and talk to y'all while I looked at this beautiful view on this lovely day today. I appreciate that, Shani Cat. I appreciate that. And yeah, the other day, man, while I was out here, we saw like a little family of deers. Well, bro, we got a little veggies, we got some mint. I just water them every once in a while, this wifey thing. But this one right here, it's not doing too well, but she trying to, make it survive. You know what I'm saying? Little plant, but there's the vegetables and stuff back here. Shout out to my man Dollar Skills. See, these is the veggies and stuff, the mint, all that over here. But back there, the other day, I saw like a little family of deers. They jumped over the gate back there. Think it was the mother and the father and the baby. And being that we live by the water too, at night we be having little lizards out here running around. I used to take pictures of them and put them up on my Facebook. One time I caught a lizard out here, a frog. Yeah, I love this. I love animals. I'm a wildlife type of person. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff be in this water. We be having geese all through here, you know. Even was told some stories about, some coyotes being over here. I don't want to see that, cause you know, I don't want to have to I don't want to have to do anything tragic to it if I see it one day walking in my building. But, you know, I love this life more than the city. You know, I was in the city for too long, man. So I love this more than the city. I love to just look at stuff like this, man. This is why y'all notice when I do my streams, when I do my podcasts out here, I like to talk to y'all and show y'all this. We got all types of different birds flying around here, different colors. It's just beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's very relaxing and very healing. Because a lot of times when you come from the city and you've been living in the city most of your life, man, it's very chaotic. Very, very chaotic. You don't get time to really relax. You know, especially being from New York City. And that's for any big city. You know, the time you get to relax is being in your house. There's no peace and quiet around you. You always gonna hear a fire truck, an ambulance, or a cop car. Or a gunshot. We don't hear that out here. You know. So me and my family is just blessed that we could live out here and, experience this type of life. You know. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. If you just tuning in, you might have to go watch the playback. But I appreciate everybody for tuning into this stream, to this podcast. This was very much, this was something that was on my mind, something on my chest for a while, man. Yeah, man, you right, Dollar. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. I've been trying to encourage a lot of my day ones, you know, to get up out of there, man. But, I understand they got families, so they'll make it out, man. That's why I just call and check on them, And I will be in New York City in a few weeks. Check on my family, check on the homies, you know. I don't know, brother Rob. I don't know if we still gonna be there in July. I'm not sure, but if we are, man, I'm gonna definitely send you an email, bro. We could meet up, man. Sit down, chop it up, man. You know, that'll be what's up, man. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV, Sheep Stay Sleep TV podcast. And remember, y'all, you gotta heal before we build, man. You gotta heal before we build, y'all. You gotta stop the conditional love. Because the conditional love is destroying us. It's destroying us, man. And it takes a process, man. Healing is a process. Remember that. Just like revolution. Revolution is a process. It's not an event. So when I say heal before we build, a lot of people think I've already healed already. It's a process, man. It's something ongoing. It's not an event. It's not something that can happen at the snap of my finger. So this is DS1 Ross representing Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate all the love and support. I see y'all later. Y'all stay safe. Peace.